Hey you guys, I am back again. It is Coach Carrie. So if you are new here, I am Caroline. I am Coach Carrie. I'm a certified fitness coach and nutritionist. My brand is Carrie Fitness. We are a females online coaching fitness program, and what I do is I help moms who have dealt with postpartum stress and anxiety regain their mental and physical health through a holistic approach. So that's mind, body, and overall wellness. So today we are going to talk about my journey, and I'm going to give you some tips that you can use on your journey. So I have been in the fitness industry for 4 years now. So my first journey, I'm on my second journey. I'm actually on a weight gain journey, but my first journey was a weight loss journey. And this was before I was a certified fitness coach, before I had all the knowledge. So I'm going to give you some do's and I'm going to give you some don'ts. So here we go. Okay, so before I forget and jump ahead, so I want to show you my picture. So I was about 120 before I had my son in my high school years and things like that. So this is the picture of me when I was in my high school years, and this is the picture of me after I had my son, and I had gained about 30 pounds. I wasn't used to that weight. I wasn't used to being out of shape. I wasn't used to not being able to walk up a flight of stairs. I've always looked athletic and been able to like do a lot of things. So that was just uncomfortable for me. But this is what happened when I actually got a trainer. And for my first 6 months of first 6-7 months of my weight loss journey, this is what happened. So let's talk about it. So I have some little notes here because I wanted to give y'all all the tea, and I wanted to give you guys some tips. So what I did, basically, what motivated me to go on my journey was I wanted to take my life back. I was dealing with a lot of postpartum depression. At the time, I didn't know it, but I knew I didn't feel like myself. So I wanted to kind of I'm like, okay, well, maybe if I start feeling better about myself, exercising, I will, get back to my pre-baby weight, and everything will be fine. That's what I thought, right? So there was this group on Facebook called Snatch Lifestyle, and I came across the group. I don't know how I came across the group. And the girl that ran the group, she looked so good. She had been working out. I was like, okay, Carrie, you need to get yourself together. You need to do this. I had tried so many diets before, the cabbage diet and the boiled egg diet and things like that. Diets that are not really sustainable. You lose a little bit of weight. They're not really healthy, and then you hit a plateau and you kind of give up and you kind of gain the weight back, sometimes even more than you had before, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on this journey. So she had a meal plan that was in the group, and it was like a carb cycling meal plan. Some days I could have carbs, some days I couldn't have carbs. I incorporated a green smoothie, and we were drinking our gallon a day. We were doing about 4 ounces of protein, with every meal, not really necessarily counting calories, but just being mindful of what we were putting in our body. So that is point one. What I want to say is, when you first start your weight loss journey, I know there's a lot on the internet and you hear a lot about calories in and calories out and all of these things, that sometimes you want to look at. But when you are starting your journey and you really don't have a lot of knowledge, and that point one is you want to change up the way that you're eating first. When you want to go on a weight loss journey, that's one of the most important things. So what I would say is, subtract the negative, subtract the highly processed foods, subtract all of the sugar. Not saying that you can't have it, but limit it. Make sure you're increasing your water intake. Make sure you're eating a whole foods, I wouldn't say diet, but just make sure your nutrition is more whole foods that are in their original state. So you want to delete the negative and put positive in your life. So that way, not so much focusing on the calories, but just focus on being intentional. So that way you will tap into your metabolism. You're definitely going to start, your metabolism is definitely going to start speeding up again. You're feeding your body the right things. You're being intentional about what you're eating. So in response, your body is going to automatically respond in a positive way to you. And I know you're saying like, oh, she's a coach, so she's supposed to be saying that we need to do calories and things like that. But when I first started losing weight, I did not really focus on so much of how many calories I was eating a day. I really just focused on changing my lifestyle habits, and focusing on doing those things every day to get the result that I wanted. And I actually got the result that I wanted. So like I would say, drink water, do 5 to 6 small meals a day. So a lot of times I speak to some clients or potential clients and they say they're only eating like, 2 meals a day or not eating a lot. So what you want to do is start eating more. That triggers your metabolism, that triggers weight loss. When you don't eat enough, what happens is you either stay stagnant or you gain weight. So you want to be eating 5 to 6 small meals a day, and then also making sure you're getting water in. So, making sure you're reaching that gallon a day or half of your body weight. So, the long-term goal may be to get to that gallon, but make sure that you're increasing that water intake. So that's really the tips that I had about nutrition. Like I said, being intentional, not really so much focusing on all the complicated terms and things like that, but just making sure you're turning that negative into a positive. So that's for the nutrition part. So for the exercise part, you want to make sure that you are doing intentional exercising. So like I said, I got a coach because I didn't know what I was doing. So that's something that could be recommended to you as well. Get somebody that's more knowledgeable than you that can help you push you along. But then these are some of the tips that I learned, now. At first I didn't know. So some of the stuff, like I said, I didn't know, but now I know because I am a coach. But you want to make sure you're doing intentional exercising. There's a lot of people that do treadmill for hours and hours and hours, and some people love doing the treadmill, and that's their type of thing. But if you want to lose weight, you definitely don't want to be doing steady state cardio for hours and hours and hours. What you want to be doing is like an interval training. So interval training on a treadmill will be like, first you're walking for a minute, then you're jogging, then you're running, then you come back down, then you walk, you jog, you run to kind of get that heart rate up, bring that heart rate back down. That's one of the best cardios to kind of tap into your metabolism, and it's going to promote weight loss. And then you're also going to burn calories even after you have finished your workout. So that's one thing that you can do. You want to also incorporate some type of weights. So when you are on a weight loss journey, a lot of people try to steer away from weights because they may feel like they're going to look bulky. But when you start off, you don't have to, do heavy weights. You can do 5 pounds, 10 pounds. If that's where you're comfortable at, you can use resistant bands, but you definitely want to do some type of strength training using weights, because what this does, it helps you to build muscle. The more muscle you have, the more calories that you burn throughout the day. The more leaner you are, the more calories you burn throughout the day. So that actually, plays in your favor. So you want to strength train. And then I definitely would recommend like some body weight exercises, some HIIT training, so some high intensity interval training. Like I said, when you're on the treadmill, taking that heart rate up and then bringing that heart rate down. So like you see a lot of people, they do let's say high knees and burpees and things like that, but you want to kind of do it like in an interval training so you can tap into your metabolism, so you can tap into that weight loss. And also these exercises also help you to burn calories even after you have completed your workout. You want to be doing exercises that are effective, exercises that are going to make sense. There's really a rule to like losing weight, and you just have to know the parts of the equation to make it work. So y'all can do the other stuff, but I'm telling y'all, this is what works. I do it for my clients. I've been doing it for me for 4 years, and my clients, they get the results. So that's really for the nutrition and the exercise. And then also another thing that I wanted to speak on was something that I didn't necessarily pay attention to when I went on my first rodeo, was mindset. You want to make sure that your mindset is clear. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of negative stuff in your mindset, and you're not internalizing things. You're not saying bad things about yourself that you're believing, because if your mind is stuck, you physically cannot get anywhere. Your body won't go where your mind doesn't take it. So you want to be spending time with yourself, feeding your mindset positive things. You know, you want to be doing affirmations, reading your Bible, listening to your favorite podcast or motivational speaker, just to start you on a positive foot so you can stay in a positive mindset. So that's very important when it comes to weight loss. So what I wanted to also talk about, okay, so you see my picture where like I said, I had gained the weight and then I had lost the weight. So when I had lost the weight, I was happy about the weight loss, but I really was not happy about how I looked. So when I lost weight, I didn't really understand, I really didn't understand a lot about nutrition, even though, like I said, I was working with a coach. He wasn't certified at the time, but he knew a lot about exercise. Like, you know, a lot of stuff that I use now, exercises that I use now, he taught me. He was very good at what he did, but, you know, the nutrition part was just not there. So when I got to the point where I had lost enough weight and I felt comfortable, what I did not do is I didn't pivot. I didn't pivot in my nutrition, nor did I pivot in the type of exercise that I was doing. So let me explain. So, you know, when you're doing a lot of cardio and things like that, oh, let me go back. So the exercise too. I'm sorry, y'all, I forgot about that. So the exercise too, you can do 3 days a week. When I first started working out, I did 3 days a week. I just made sure I was doing the effective exercises that I was telling you about. You want to make sure it counts. You don't have to be in the gym for hours. You don't have to exercise 6 days a week. You just have to make sure that you're doing the things that are going to count against you, and count not against you, but count, for you, count for your weight loss. Going back to me needing to pivot. So I lost all of that weight. I was looking like really skinny, really bony. I was looking like I was, going into a competition, and that was not the look that I was going for. So what I would say is, when you're on your weight loss journey and you feel like you have gotten to the point where you have lost enough weight and you're looking to kind of like maintain that muscle, you want to tone, you want to pivot. So, you want to start increasing those carbs. You want to start increasing protein, things that are going to promote that muscle gain. You want to make sure that you're eating enough. So, maybe eating larger portions. You also want to increase your weight. So now you've been, on this journey for a little bit, and you can hang with the big boys. You can hang with the big girls now. So you want to kind of, not be scared. Increase that weight when you're maybe doing your lower body circuit. Increase that weight when you're doing your upper body circuit and when you're on the squat machine. Increasing that weight, you want to try to practice progressive overload, and that may look like every couple of weeks increasing the weight. So say if you're on the Smith machine and you are, let's say you're squatting, maybe like your max is 90 or something, you want to kind of like increase that weight every couple of weeks to kind of, put a greater resistance on your muscles so that they can grow. And another thing I would say is reduce the cardio. So when you get to that point, like I said, where you have lost enough weight, cardio is kind of counterproductive to what you're trying to do. Not saying don't do cardio. Cardio is good for endurance. It's good for your heart. It's good for your overall cardiovascular system. But it can be counterproductive if your goals have switched. So say if you have been doing cardio at the gym for maybe, if you go 4 times, you've been doing it every time you go. Maybe you want to cut back and only do it 2 times and focus more on your strength training. So, that's basically a lot. I said a lot in a nutshell, but that's basically like, if you follow these rules, you're going to be very successful in your journey. Like I said, I've been doing this for 4 years. It's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of trial and error. I still don't feel like I'm where I want to be, but this is my journey. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have your own journey. So let me know if these tips have helped you. And if you want to, hear about something else, if you have some requests, please comment, rate, subscribe, like, and if you know that this can help someone else, please send it to them. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.